Welcome back, Five Aces.
Battle control initialized.
Hey people, Five Aces here. I'm back with RAGL Power Hour, and this is gonna be the heavyweights punching at each other, throwing their punches. Let's see where they land. Well, we've got the two top contenders from last season just squaring off in the middle of the dance floor. It is gonna be Cav, the cavalry, bottom right, the tank general, as the Brits. So we're expecting lots of medium tanks, not a lot of tech to be honest. And he's squaring off against Fazzar, who has been a bit more unpredictable, bit of a wild card. But both of these players surely know how to tango. And it takes two to tango. Hell yeah, bring it on, some midnight OpenRA casting. Both going for a refinery, regular style. Let's see if it's going to be double ref. I'd say on this map it's highly likely. Rush distances are not too long, so there is an option of going. Yeah, there is not really an option of going War Factor if you want to play it aggressive. And also, this map just has a lot of neutral objectives to capture, so that's also a big factor. Ooh, I'm excited. It's been a long while for me. I know it's usually just around a week for you guys and the girls, but for me, it's a special and rare occasion whenever I get to cast a little bit. And today, the kids went to bed a bit earlier. It was kind of a sad weekend if I want to share some, if I want to throw in some personal stories. Five Aces is a spectator, yeah. Kappa Bride, that is indeed Tux. And Happy 2.0, who is certainly not happy, you know. And anyway, we had a little bit of a weekend where the kids were supposed to go for... we were actually taking them over to a train ride with St. Nicholas. But I don't know if you've heard about this, but I think it's become an internet meme almost. Austrian culture features Krampus. I don't know if you've heard of Krampus before. He is a mythological figure that basically dates back to ancient pagan rituals. And he's this mean spirit that just... he's not per se super evil, but he looks scary as all hell. And yeah, my daughter had learned about Krampus in kindergarten just the week prior. And so she got so scared about St. Nicholas being accompanied by Krampus that she literally just refused to go to the train ride. And it would have been so cool. And so we had to cancel all of that. All of our plans thrown into the wind because of Krampus. If you've seen Krampus, motherfucking Krampus, oh boy, you best buckle up if you don't know about that tradition yet. It is a highly questionable one. Ooh, okay, let's get back to the game. Anyway, that's the story of how Krampus ruined our day trip on Sunday. We're back in action, and there is a ranger out for Fazzar, not the biggest of surprises. Harboring... pledging safe harbor for a little engineer, providing the harbor there, and there should be just harvesters on the menu. Was that a ranger skip? Okay, a bit greedy from Cav. No, he's got the ranger out now, but his ranger has been playing a bit more defensively. I love those dry stone walls. They were not part of the original tile set. Got added by a prolific modder. Okay, one rocket soldier in the back lines. That's actually not enough to kill a medium tank. If you want to do this, if you want to go for a little ward against tank flanks, then I would go for 2 instead of 1. What is that gonna be? Oh, that's so nice, the block, but it's not enough. Oh, no, not like this. Beautiful. Engineer gets sniped. Gets traded off here, and the engineer for Fazzar is still kicking around. Good play. One more neat little micro trick that you can do is you load your ranger up with 1 extra rifleman if you don't have an engineer to provide. And thus, when you get into a ranger versus ranger fight, you just pop the surprise rifleman in between bursts, and sometimes that's just barely enough to kill the enemy ranger, which is just a super cool dynamic. Oh, is he gonna get slowed down? No, not yet. Ring around the Rosie. Ranger, Rosie. Bring it on. Both going pedal to the metal. Okay, armies are starting to appear. It is a relative army parity, I would say. just courtesy of both players being on top of the macro game. Let's see, assets, yeah, dead on even. Army graph should, is actually fairly higher for Faz. And I think that's mostly the rocket soldiers. They just provide more value. Is that the triple racks as opposed to, yeah, triple racks here as well. So it's mostly money unspent and in the pockets of Cav. Cav not going for that many rocket soldiers. And in a direct heads-on engagement, it really depends on the concave, it depends on the tank count. But overall, I do prefer a rocket soldier light composition. Because if it falls apart, a rocket soldier composition just falls apart hard and just costs you a fortune. So battle lines have been drawn, MCVs are out, scouting vision is provided, courtesy of those riflemen. So Fazzar knows where to go and where not to go. He's also going to be poking away the ranger from Cav, I presume. Oh, he revealed his hand there. Yeah, but that should be fairly obvious. This shouldn't be a surprise. Medium-sized army from Cav going through the middle and trying to kill the oil derrick. Yeah, successfully so. And medics healing against burn wounds. That's a good one. Oh, super aggressive. That is one hell of an aggressive MCV base take. It hasn't been spotted just yet, but should be in a second. Oh, no, never mind. Cav is definitely well aware of this. Okay, so the ranger hasn't been revealed. This is beautiful. Cav knows this is coming 100%. Pop, down goes the ranger, and that's a big one. There is no more scouting vision. What about the ranger from Cav? I think Cav should get a little bit more active with the ranger here and just try and make sure he does find the enemy army. He knows they're lurking about. He also knows that there is an unprotected base. And nothing much too crazy going on the top side. Oh, wow! That tank actually got intercepted here. So he did park 3 rocket soldiers, not enough to kill the tank off, but enough to critically wound it. And with that out of the way, oh, he's going to the wrong side. His predictions are wrong. Oh, there's gonna be a base tug of war, and this one is gonna won by the man with the army. However, oh no! The engineer from Faz has captured the war factory. Okay, this game has turned from a regular game into just wacky-ass territory. Clown mode engaged. There's gonna be a base falling for Fazzar, though. He's gonna trade it off. Oh my goodness, he's producing artilleries. Melee artilleries into the enemy base. Is there even a war factory? Yeah, there's a secondary. Maybe you should park in front of the war factory and just deny the access point. Oh my goodness, the artillery. However, the artillery is right now not focusing where it should be. Ah, it's turning. Yep. There we go. Man, Cav is gonna be biting his ass right now. He's gonna be like, fuck, why? Why did that happen to me? Oh, the artillery going a bit ambitious, going a bit melee. My lord, so this is gonna be cleaned up. However, there's also gonna be a beautiful concave just waiting for the army of the harvester tanking as well. Just waiting for the army of Fazzar, of Cav. Fazzar with the raid attack has definitely just nuked this base to orbit. Back into lower orbit we go. One more. Nope. Man, that was really costly for Cav. Fazzar is in a good spot with his tech advantage, with his production advantage, with his base advantage. He did, however, lose his expansion, so economy-wise, I'd call it even economy-wise. One of the players lost their entire baselines, the other one is just, not having any to begin with, no real estate. Armies are starting to dry up. Ooh, the pillbox is not being focused on time, and there's a second pillbox, down goes the harvester. Man, if you're analyzing that play by play, that is completely wacky and insane. The rockets hunting for some more harvesters. Full pack hunting, but there is an army, the rebound. Both players actually have depleted their armies fairly effectively. Or non-effectively, I guess. Black Hawks are going to be in, and they're going to be able to tackle all the rocket soldiers. However, that does not preclude the tanks from going forward. And they have found at least one harvester already. Second harvester is gonna go down in a minute. Nothing on the econ lines. Oh wait, this construction yard has actually survived. Is there? No. There is no engineer inside the Ranger. Okay, the first attack run of the Blackhawks has been super successful. But so has the medium tank run by from Cav been. So that's gonna be at least one tank down. One harvester down. Wait a sec. No way! He gets the harvesters out, he exfiltrates them? Really? Tech center now for Faz. Okay, we're gonna have to take a look here. Cav is floating hard, Faz is broke, both on 6 harvesters. I mean, this game ain't over. But Cav is definitely in a bad spot. Definitely gonna lose a lot of infantry to the Blackhawks. Doing what they're doing best. Playing interceptors. Man, what a struggle. Welcome aboard the struggle bus, my friend. MCV undeployed, but could just capture another base. The real estate situation, though, is not looking too great for Faz. He's got a little army here. I mean, this is very, very unprotected. Man, that is a game and a half, I gotta say. With the engineer just capturing the war factory and basically single-handedly winning the engagement. I think that was the game-turning play. Tanya is out now. Rocket soldiers, however, are hunting the MCV, and if... Ooh, he's running. One more salvo. My goodness. My goodness, the Conyard actually survives. I think he could have killed it. That is so clutch, and that means that there's going to be economy sprouting out of that base in just a second. That's a big one. There is a counter tier 2 from Cav, but Cav, crucially, is not on tier 3. Ooh, wait a sec. If we go into Faz's vision... Oh, Faz didn't know about the base. Yep, let the siege commence. Let the dance commence. And speaking of dancing, how about... Ooh, the anti-air gun gets some good value here. How about the dance of the Blackhawks, the mating dance? Yeah, that is for certain one hell of a dead Conyard. We're going back. In comes the all-in counter push. But Tanya is in the vicinity. It all depends on this Blackhawk. Can it deliver its payload onto Tanya? Even then, the pillboxes are probably going to be able to stop this eventually. Give it to me, Tanya from the back lines. And there is the Blackhawk out of position. I think she's already inflicted enough damage. Yeah, all the rockets down. Tanya goes splat. She is experiencing a little bit of a bug splat, but she has certainly just paid her bills with that play. Man, and that is Cav being dismantled in game number 1. It is not looking too hot anymore. What a game number 1. GG is called. Yep, that was over. Alright, back in game 2 we are.
Battle control terminated. Battle control initialized.
Oh boy, here I was waiting for a tier 3 RAGL game, and oh boy did the last one deliver. So that is 1-0 up here. That was just a beautiful play from Faz. Cav on the receiving end. We've got the same starting positions, this time around Timian. I finally remember the name of a map. Timian is pretty barren. It does feature a buildable area that is a lot of explosive barrels. Reminds me of a map from Season 8, I believe, where... was it Patches? No, it wasn't Patches. It was a desert map where the entire middle was littered. It was like just oil fields everywhere. And back then the explosions hadn't been buffed yet, so it was not as scary. Now I would say that this is kind of a minefield. It's cool for early game plays. They're also not close enough to cause a chain reaction, so I really like this map design. Can make for some nasty surprise plays. Okay, factions. This time around, Cav going for the Soviets, so makes me believe he's randoming, but he has been playing a lot of Ukraine in the past seasons. That was, however, we have to keep that in mind, before the parabombing nerf, which is now a single file formation, no longer triple batch of bombers, peering off the edges of the screen in just a... Oh, nice, trying to cut the engineer off. Wait, is he gonna get it? No. That was beautiful positioning though. Yeah, Cav is very well aware of that. Yeah, and with the explosion radius being buffed, that is gonna make for some lethal early game plays. That was a really nice attempt here from Faz. Really technical. I say this frequently, but it still holds true. OpenRA is a game of also anticipating the opponent. Just an anticipation game, because realistically, units in the early game at least have very limited vision outside of the dog. And thus you have to infer a lot of things. You have to be really cognizant of some small details. For example, if a vehicle crushes a fence, that is a dead giveaway that something is up in the early game. You know, light tank rushes can be given away, for example, by just randomly crushing a fence. So you really have to be on point with those small details. And conversely, if you're trying to anticipate, if you're trying to make plays onto your enemy's engineer, you really have to anticipate, because there is no real visual indicators, there's no real scouting possibilities outside of a dog. You just have to be really clever. You have to possess a lot of game knowledge. That's why I think OpenRA is a game with a low skill floor, certainly, but a very high skill ceiling. There's just so much inferences going on in the early game. I mean, in the late game too, but I guess that holds true for most strategy games then. Cav and Faz both going double ref, nothing too surprising. Triple ref actually, yeah. The standard build order. Really defensive posturing this time around from Faz, who went for a lot more rifles this time around. Where's the Ranger? Up top. Oh, cool. This color scheme actually brings out, I guess it's the windshield? Huh. Is that in conjunction with the color palette of Timian or the tile set? Interesting. I've never noticed how blue the windshield actually is. I was always sad that in the campaign that you couldn't capture those oil derricks that will pumps. They're completely useless. Yeah, the Ranger from Faz here gets a lot of scouting denies, gotta say. APC, not so lucky thus far. Did he pack that full of Grens? Or is that a rocket drop? We'll see. Oh, has been revealed. No matter what it was. It has been revealed now. RIP. Out go the technicians. Lambs to the slaughter. This still has some cargo. Oh, and it has been scouted too. I mean, the army from Faz is out of position, so maybe it's just a Gren drop onto the oil derrick, I think it is. But the Ranger is stalking, lurking in the shadows. Ah, he's not taking the bait. There we go. Is it gonna be fast enough? One more lob. Okay, gets to kill the oil derrick for one grenadier. That's very much worth it. And allies have no recourse against this type of play. Yeah, as allies you don't have insta-burst options like the grenadiers. So that's a really nice usage of Soviet power play. It's 5 harvesters here. Should be 5 harvesters on Faz's side as well. Oh, 6 actually. So the econ is not quite even. Why is that? Maybe it was just a timing issue. Yeah, 6th harvester coming online here. And this should be even Stevens as far as the army is concerned. Faz ahead yet again. How is he doing it? I guess he just keeps spending his money more efficiently. Disparity not really there. Most of the explosive barrels have been killed off for now. So the minefield is starting to shrink down. Man, I would love to see, you know, on this larger map with this wider front, what would be a very efficient tools, what would be a very efficient tool for allies is spy usage. Spy usage for line of sight, spy usage for veteran C1. Just sneaking one in through the open front is so easy. And wait, is he playing? He's playing Brits. So cheaper spies, the greatest of all superpowers. RIP. Actually, the formation for Cav is really bad. He's clumping his units with the heavy tanks and the back lines. I don't know about this one, Chief. That's a bit of an ambitious one. Okay, retreat has been sounded almost immediately. Mass flame towers coming out. There's gonna be the push out. Okay, I think it's a wide front, but with the... most of the core has been depleted here. Both players suffering some heavy casualties. And is this gonna be Cav sent packing already? It is starting to look like it. Yeah, yep. Faz is running all over him here on this side. Do we have any sort of counter-aggression? There is one heavy in the back lines that may or may not be inflicting some structural damage here. One more burst. He's hunting. Aw, not getting it. It's very close to getting it off. Here, yeah, that's Kav still fighting, but he is about to lose his MCV. That is devastating news. Terrible early to mid game here. Losing his MCV, losing his economy, his lifelines. Ow, that one was rough. Just like that, Kav is very much on the back foot. This time around, he has, of course, now cleaned up the army, but yeah. I don't know about that one, Chief. The income is gonna start dwindling. He is on 6 harvesters still and 1 derrick. Wait, how is Fazzar ahead? How is Fazzar ahead in the oil derrick count? Because he lost an oil derrick. He must have killed 2 that I missed off screen. Simple mathematics. Okay, speaking of mathematics, Kav about to make it even here. I don't know if he has any shot left in this game. He's forced to move out his original MCV. He's up against Radar tech already. He's got, yeah, he's got an army disadvantage. About to lose a harvester here as well, I fear. I fear for Kav's prospects in this best of 2. It is starting to look like clean 2-0. Wait, was that a move all army command? Yeah, that was a move all army command. Big mistake. And thus Kav is not punished yet. Kav is trying to make something happen with this flank. Right now, just consolidating his army. Whew. Okay, unlike game number 1, this one is thus far looking a bit one-sided. Let's see if he can turn it around. Gets the kill on the tank at least, so no more flanks here. I mean, there is always a window of vulnerability because the Blackhawks take a while to come online, as do the artilleries. So before they're basically paying for themselves, it's like taking out a mortgage. And if you lose your early Blackhawk, you may be put in a bad spot. However, there is now no flak tracks out, and there is always the option as allies to overcommit into tier 2 tech. Oh, the artilleries. And that usually just leads into you getting overrun by tanks. Okay, tanks are going in, scattering the artilleries. And by scattering, I just mean smashing their armor plates. That was a bit better than expected. He may have a shot at taking out the Conyard, splitting off his tanks. I mean, the game ain't over till it's over. Oh, on the rebound, this army has managed to find its way into the econ. And we've learned this from the podcast that I recommended last week, or the video essay that I recommended last week. Your economy is basically your health bar as a player. Good target fire here. Gets the artilleries down. Thank you, good sir. Oh, no stop command coming out from the rocket soldier here. Ooh, this could be a service depot going down. And the harvesters fell as well. So not all hope is lost for Cav. Man! Cav on 7 harvesters. He's also got some cash left to play around with, unlike Faz. And both players have dropped rapidly. How are we looking with the production? Oh, flak track transition is coming. I think that's a really good call. The flak tracks are going to be providing a lot of value against artilleries and against Blackhawks. And that is exactly the sort of overcommitment that I've been talking about. Blackhawks are trying to go in, but the pillboxes are no longer tanking, and that is a huge swing. Oh, as well as the artillery being found. Oh my goodness, is Cav actually coming back here? It is starting to look like he's about to do this. Now he just needs Rifleman to push this back here because there is no front lines. That is the Allied Tier 2 Death Trap. The Allied Tier 2 bait, you go for a tech advantage. All of a sudden you're left with very squishy units whose shell can be easily cracked by a couple flak tracks. That is exactly what happened here. It is starting to look like the rebound is happening. Good hits from the artillery. But I think it's not going to be enough to hold, and as soon as the artillery is gone, the flak tracks. Man, it's only 2 of them. They've provided so much value here. And kiting back here against the Black Hawk as well. Barely not getting it. No stop command issued either. Ooh. Juicy, but another flak truck here to replenish. I think Fazzar may have thrown this game with the tier 2 transition. I mean, not the transition itself, it's more the overcommitment. But holy smokes! This was not what I'd expected here. Oh, Blackhawk survives, that's crucial. That is a big one, because there is basically no rifle core at the moment here. Rifles are starting to close the sack. Bottom side, we've got ourselves a little tug of war, but that is going to be won by the man with the army. The man who brought his tanks. Cav did not skip out on the tanks this time around. Never skip tank day. Man, the Blackhawk is going down as well. The flak track transition, so vulnerable in this game. Beautiful play. And I feel like, oh, the MCV getting intercepted as well. I feel like Cav just recognizing, absolutely reading him like a book. The fact that he managed to come back here is just completely insane. Man, he was so far behind. I feel like he had nothing left. And now the entire base is in shambles for Fazzar. Fazzar has no army left. He's got a Black Hawk, he's got a couple of rocket soldiers, he's got a token army that's a Potemkin's army and the Potemkin's base as well. Everything except the Raider Dome. Starting to sell off some racks here. I mean, what else are you gonna do, right? There is the base push as well. Cav, the cavalry, smashing its way through the army, through the front lines. Game number 2. Both those games have delivered in a significant way. Game number 1, insane tech play from Fazzar to take it. Game number 2, Cav, yet again facing off against the tech disadvantage, but coming back super hard off the back of his tanks and the mobile flags, the unsung heroes of the people. I'm gonna sing my praises for them. Cue Soviet National Anthem. So, thank you for watching. This has been an awesome series. We'll be back with more. Back for some more blood in the water. 5 aces out.
Battle control terminated.